Beanie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today I'm just coming to show you a few little tricks about puff stitches and the different ones that you can do. I am on Facebook Live. I will download this later to YouTube, so if you hear me talking to people, I'm not talking to myself. This is something I say in every video. Maybe I should eventually stop saying it and you'll just get the picture. But anyways, it is Sunday night and it's late. I don't expect to see a lot of people on here, but just thought this would be a fun video. I actually have a friend who's working on a couple things, and she was having some difficulty with some puff stitches. And so yeah, I just wanted to show you a couple different ways to do those. Please like and share my video on Facebook and on YouTube, so you can be entered in my giveaways. Please hit that bell. Please like. If you're on Facebook, please hit the notify button there somewhere on the side. I know it's somewhere. I need to actually find it so I can tell you where it is. But yeah, hope y'all are having a great evening. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm using a, and you really can use any hook you want to for this. I'm just showing you how they're done, but I'm using a 4.25 millimeter or a size G hook, and I've just made a little swatch here that I had actually used in a previous video, and just did some single crochets across the top just so I can show you the different puff stitches that there are. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to chain up 2, and I'm going to turn my work, and just to get us started here, I'm just going to do a double crochet here. Okay, and then I'm going to start showing you some puff stitches. Okay, a lot of you may already know how they're done, or if you don't, this will be a great way to learn. But yeah, this is just some easier ways and some tricks on how to do them correctly and easily. So I love doing puff stitches. A lot of people can't stand them. I guess it just depends on the crocheter. But anyways, it's a nice little different thing to do if you're working on a project. And hi Rita, when you're working on a project and you've been doing, like, 50 million double crochets or whatever, and you get to try something new. But a basic puff stitch will have about 3 to 6 rotations in it. So what you would normally do is, first of all, to do a puff stitch, you want to make sure that you keep everything really loose. This is really important when you're doing a puff stitch, or else you're just working against yourself. But this is the way you would normally do it. Okay, so you would keep things loose. I would even keep this loose a little bit right here. And let's say the pattern called for 4. Okay, so I would go in, I would pull up my yarn, and I would pull it up pretty high. And I make sure I do that for each one of these rotations so that it's easier to go through. Okay, so there's 1. I'm going to yarn over, go back in. I'm going to pull up again. There's 2. Yarn over, pull up. There's 3. Yarn over, pull up. And then I've done 4 of those, okay? So then I would go through all of these, and then here's the trick. Some people stop right there, and then they go through those 2, okay? And then there's another way of doing it. So let's say I go into, and that one actually dropped a stitch. Hi, Sammy. I am feeling much better. Thank you. Okay. So I showed you how to do that one. So I'm going to show you another way that they do it. And it's really the same thing basically, but you'll see different on every video you watch, it seems to me. And I guess it's just the way it is. And y'all can let me know what you think, Sammy. It seems like every video you watch, someone has got like 5 different ways on how to do one thing. Like, if you're watching on how to do a magic circle, and, like, oh my gosh, like, or even just a slip knot. Like, there's just so many funny ways to do it that you just, sometimes you wonder, okay, well, which way is the right way? Well, really, they all end up with the same thing in the end. Okay, so anyways, back to the puff stitch. So I'm yarning over. I'm going through, pulling up my yarn, making sure that I leave a good bit to go through. There's 1. And remember, I told you for this, we're going to pretend that there's 4. 2, 3. I think because I'm looking through my camera that I'm dropping a stitch. okay, and 4. And then what you would do is you would go through, and this is what I was telling you earlier. Some people will stop there and then they'll go like this, okay? But then another way you could do it is just the way, I've got a little scraggly poking out here of my little swatch. Then there's this other way of doing a puff stitch. There's another way of doing a puff stitch, and it's the same thing that I was just showing you. So we're gonna yarn over, go through our stitch, pull up our yarn. There's 1, again, 2. Make sure to keep it loose. 3, and then 4. Okay. Then this way, people go through all of them, even that one, and then they do a chain 1 to close. If you can see, it does the exact same thing. Exactly the same. So I always do it that second way just because it's easier for me. There is really no difference. There will be no difference in your work whatsoever. So I showed you this first one, but I normally do it. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to show you how to do it. So I yarn over. I'm keeping everything really loose. I'm going through. I'm pulling up my yarn. See, I'm just really loosely crocheting here. And I'm keeping that pulled up. Okay. Pulling it up again. There's my second, my third, and my 4th. And then I would go through all of these instead of leaving those 2 on the end, and then chain 1 to close off my puff stitch. Okay, so that's the first way of doing a puff stitch. And Sammy is saying that, yeah, it's frustrating until you find someone that makes sense to you. And isn't that so true? When we're watching YouTube or we're watching whatever we watch on Facebook, and then we find that one person, I hope it's me, but it may not be, because everyone's different, and you might find that one person just really clicks with you on the way that they do their crochet. But anyway, so there's that puff stitch. So then I'm going to show you, and these technically may have different names. I don't know. But anyways, this is another way of doing a puff stitch, okay? And really, this is basically doing 4 double crochets together. So what you would do is you would yarn over whatever pattern you're working on. Remember, we're working in sets of 4 here. So for these puff stitches, we had 4 rotations where we went, you know, over and over again, and then went through all of them, okay? So in this one, I'm going to pretend that our pattern is still calling for 4 in our pattern. So I would go in and I would pull up my yarn just like I was going to do a double crochet, but I would only go through 2, okay? And I would leave these 2 on my hook. Then I would go back in again for another double crochet, but I would only go through 2. And then I would go back again for another double crochet, but I would only go through 2. And then one more time, because we need 4, I'm going to go back in and go through only 2, okay? So then we have all these loops, and sometimes people find this easier to work through than this because you just got all those long loops. But then what you would do is you would just go through all and then chain 1, okay? Now you can see that there is a difference. First of all, it seems to me that this one looks a tiny bit taller and that it doesn't puff out as much as this puff stitch. And that's because they're just flat double crochets, but it is still, it's technically 4 double crochets together, but I have seen a lot of people do a puff stitch like this, and you can do it like that. So let's do it one more time just to see what it looks like. So we'd yarn over, go in just like we were doing a double crochet. And then I would go through the first 2. And I would go again, go through the first 2. And again, go through the first 2, and again, go through the first 2 only, and then I would go through all of those, then chain 1, okay? Now normally in any kind of pattern with puff stitches, you would probably leave more space in between these, or you would do a double crochet or would do something else, because as you can see, they start to bow out a little bit, but this is just for the sake of showing you how to do these different puff stitches, okay? So as you can see, they do look similar, but this one definitely looks a tad more puffier than this one, okay? So then this next stitch is actually called the popcorn stitch, but it is also a puff stitch, okay? So this is the last one I'm going to show you. This is just a short video on puff stitches. But this one, what you're going to do, okay, because again, remember I told you we're doing the 4s. So we've got 4 for each of these that we were working on. So now we're going to go into this one and we're going to work 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we've got our 4 double crochets. So then to make it a puff stitch or a popcorn stitch, you would simply pull up your yarn there. You would go back to the top of your first double crochet. Then you would hook on to this. And then you would pull this through for a slip stitch. Okay? And then when you pull tight, it makes it look puffy. If you can see that right there. Okay? And that's what the back looks like. So I'm going to do that again, and I'm actually going to do a double crochet in the middle of here so that you can see better what it looks like. So again, this is technically called the popcorn stitch, but it really is just another puff stitch. And these can be done in the place of any pattern that calls you to do a puff stitch. So if you're doing any pattern or you're making up your own, you can do any of these and it will work out just fine as long as you're doing the rotations that they ask for. Okay, so remember we're doing 4. So I'm going to go into my next and I'm just going to show you this popcorn or puff stitch that I just did before. So I would go into my next stitch. I would do 4 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, then you would pull this out so it doesn't come undone. You would go to the first double crochet that you did in that set. Then you would pick up this piece, tighten it up a little, and then come right through for a slip stitch to pull them all together. Okay, and those are what those puff stitches look like. So those are 3 ways to do puff stitches, and I just think it's neat to know all the different ways to do things. I personally think, honestly, that this one does look the best, but it is also the most aggravating. It's really important that you keep your tension right when you're doing this one, and that that you don't get too tight, because when you get too tight, you're just working against yourself. So I also do love the popcorn stitch, and even the four double crochets together is also pretty, especially if you kind of push on them a little bit and kind of give them a little definition. Okay, so anyways, yes, that's all I was going to get on to show you guys today. I also wanted to tell you about what's coming up. I've been working on a really cool rabbit. It's my own pattern, and it's just so awesome. It's got these huge ears, and I'm using some metal. It's like what is it called? The flower. I can't think. It's not a. Anyways, it's like the metal that you use to, I cannot think, it's too late, that you use to do flowers and stuff like that. But anyways, that's what's in it, holding the ears so that they'll stand up. But I've got a really great pattern for that. And I'll think of how to talk here soon, and wish I knew how to talk on my video. But so yeah, we've got that coming up because Easter's right around the corner. I'm also going to be working on that butterfly border, and I also have a really my friend Sammy, who watches my videos, is wanting to know how to do some ear flaps for a beanie, for a fox beanie. So I'm going to be doing that too, and I thought that was a great idea. I have done some fox beanies. It's been a long time, but they really are just beautiful little projects. So I thought that would be fun to do. So I'm going to be bringing that to you as well, which is still great for Easter because a lot of places it's still really cold right now too. So at any rate, those are the things that are going to be coming your way. So please keep an eye out. And let's see, is there anything else? And I'm still planning on doing my giveaway. I know I've been saying that for a while now. I've just had a lot of stuff going on, but I am going to do the giveaway. So please keep liking and sharing my videos if you see this later, so that you could be entered in those. Because I might give away either, I've got the unicorn beanie that I want to give away, but I also may give you a choice between the unicorn beanie and the rabbit. So and the rabbit is just going to be so cool. So that would be a really cool giveaway. So I'm just getting getting my patterns all written up. When you're making a pattern, it's important that you actually get it all wrote out so that when you do a video, you know that you're doing it just correctly, because you're just coming up with stuff as you're doing it. So I'm just trying to get it all written out and perfected before I bring the rabbit to you. The rabbit will be done in parts, just so you don't get confused. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know. I'll start off with like the head. I'll show you how to do the rabbit head. Then I'll show you how to do the body. Then I might do the arms and the legs in one, and then the ears in another. Because it's just, it would be way too long to make one video for that rabbit, because the rabbit is very tall. It's a pretty big rabbit. So it would make an awesome gift for Easter. So, okay guys, I'm going to shut up, and I thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, and I'll be seeing you soon. Probably going to do the fox beanie. Probably going to try to get that done here within the next couple days. I'm going to do that first, and then we're going to move on to our rabbit. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy crocheting. Bye-bye.